I fully expect the Court of Appeals decision today, which consisted of 3 judges, 2 Trump appointed, 1 Clinton appointed, overruling the lower court judge Karine Emigralt's decision to stop Donald Trump from sending troops into Portland, well, essentially taking Portland, Oregon's National Guard, and turning him to federal troops. Like, he can do that for purposes of policing the area around the ICE facility in Portland, to be overruled by the full panel of the circuit. This was just 3 panels. For those who don't know, the United States is divided up into various different circuits. So California, Oregon, up and down the West Coast is 9th Circuit. And like the area that has Illinois in the Midwest is like 7th Circuit. And then Southwest is like 5th Circuit, Maryland, and so forth and so on. So when you appeal from a federal court decision below, the next level, you get a random draw of 3 judges. And fortunately, Donald Trump got 2 judges that he appointed to 1 judge that was appointed by a Democrat. So that matters. When you lose, you have the opportunity to ask for what's called en banc, meaning ask for the full panel. That 9th Circuit is very liberal. So when all of the judges get together, more likely than not, they're going to overrule the 3-panel judge that included 2 Trump judges. I hope that's clear for you. And the reason why is because when Judge below, her name was Karine Emigralt, said Donald Trump's was untethered in facts when he said that it's a war zone in Portland, because she looked at the data and facts and she's like, no, it's not. And for those of you who follow me, I've previously shared that around September, Fox News propaganda network had shown infused footage from Portland 2020 George Floyd movement era in the report this year. Donald Trump saw that. So in an Oval Office meeting with reporters, he said, Portland's a mess. I didn't know it was still a mess. It's a mess. They're firebombing. He was looking at footage from last year.
City that you want to go into now?
Yeah, I have. I have. I'm not going to say it now, but yeah, I have. We're going to go into another place and straighten it out. And I will say this. I watched today. I didn't know that was continuing to go on, but Portland is unbelievable what's going on in Portland. The destruction of the city. Well, I'm going to look at it now because I didn't know that was still going on. This has been going on for years. So we'll be able to stop that very easily. We'll be able to stop. But that was not on my list, Portland. But when I watched television last night, this has been going on. You wouldn't be standing if you were the mayor. You would be. Can you imagine what they're doing? They're walking in throwing smoke bombs into stores. These are paid terrorists.
And he said, that's why we're going to Portland. So his domestic policy and deciding where to go is determined on Fox News propaganda that he saw on TV. Because he doesn't watch briefings. He doesn't pay attention to facts. This is what we're dealing with. Just a whole administration devoid. In fact, they're making up some stuff. They're taking social media videos from random black children and then turning it into some propaganda. They're people, so it make it look like they're just falsifying records. It's lawless. They're corrupt. They're out of control. Out of control administration. So corrupt. It's the most corrupt, inept administration ever. So anyway, I digress. Well, this panel is going to be overruled by the full panel because Corinne was like, this is untethered in facts. I'm looking at the court blocker. I'm going to put it here. This is the blotter from the police right before they came in, and there was nothing there.
I'm finna show y'all this whole thing about sending the National Guard to Portland, and that there's all these violent protests in Portland, and that buildings are being set on fire, and that people are getting hurt. I'm about to show you that it's all bullshit.
1,000% peaceful. We give support to the community, and that's what we do all day.
I'm a Portland police officer, so I've got a different perspective on it than maybe somebody else, but I think we've done a pretty good job of managing things the best we could with the resources we have. If you were to have a conversation about do the National Guard need to be here, I would have some follow-up questions. I would say, to do what are they going to be doing? What's the objective?
There's like 30 people, and what happens with all the cases, the trouble comes with Border Patrol and ICE come in, and then they started pepper spraying people just exercising their free speech.
You can't fucking do something. They're assaulting us. They assault us every fucking night. What the fuck? Don't look away. They assault us every night. How is this okay with you guys?
Like reporters is reporting, doing it, and they just come in and start trouble. And just start, and then say, "Oh, it's a war zone." No, you guys are causing trouble. So that's what the judge saw. She was like, get out of here. It's going to appeal to the Supreme Court. Now, over in Chicago, let me tell you what's going on. In Chicago, that judge, April Perry, she also, same thing. She looked at the facts. She said the declarations, the affiance, the stuff you guys are submitting, saying, no, there's King cars, there's sugar. The broadband police center doesn't exist. Greg Boveni sent a email to the Broadview police and saying, expect a shit show. And they were just like, okay. Then they were like, there's going to be all this trouble. And they came in hot and heavy, pepper spray and stuff. And the record show, before they came in, it was just mild protest. It was all peaceful. Like, they bring in trouble. And so she was like, okay, you haven't proven your case. And actually, there's a lot of, lack of candor to those declarations you're sending us. So for that reason, that's why she said you can't do it anymore. So that's what happened. And then separately, when she issued orders, she also took note of the fact that the reporters had also sued the Department of Homeland Security for pepper spraying and all sorts of stuff. And that judge, Sarah Ellis, had told the Trump administration, hey, you can't be pepper spraying people just exercising their First Amendment right unless you're just like imminent danger. And then if you're going to use chemical weapons, you have to give notice. And then also, where's the body cameras? After she issued that order, of course, she goes on TV and she says, y'all still pepper spraying. Where's the body cameras? And then she had a hearing and said, I'm going to bring in the Russell Holt, who's in charge. I'm going to see you Monday. Before Monday, the end of Friday, the Trump administration updated her and said, oh, he doesn't work for us anymore. So they're essentially running away from accountability. Donald Trump, in a Truth Social post about a couple of weeks ago, said, just popping off, that and said, you guys are going to be, you don't going to know what to do when I'm no longer here to protect you. So essentially that's him recognizing there's an end. So they know from the time his beginning administration, all the top dogs, they don't put their names on sworn affidavits. They let the little guys do it because they kind of know. So it also tells you that Trump, those other guys, they're aware that they may be held accountable. So that's why they're running away from that. So you should know that. So, so it's untethered in facts on all instances. It's up to the Supreme Court. Here's a good news. Instead of just granting the stay like they've been doing for a lot of cases all summer long, Coney Barrett, who's in charge of the Seventh Circuit, so all of the different justices get one or two justice circuits. So when someone goes up to appeal immediately, if it's your circuit, that justice get it. So rather than just issue the memo and say, let's grant this, she instead told the Trump administration, send us some documents, send you some evidence. So that may signal that less appetite to just rubber stamp this, especially when I think she may want to give Donald Trump deference. But here's the thing with the deference, that is why when he tried to send federal troops to California, they blocked them, but they just said, okay, you're the president, we'll give you some deference. You can keep the federalized troops, but they can't be participate in law enforcement, right? That's what they said. And then that deference extended to them in D.C., but in D.C., they said, we got to federalize and bring in the troops and clean up crime in D.C. based on one person, a Doge person attack, where the D.C. stats showed that crime was going down. And I follow some young kids on TikTok, and they were following around and laughing at the Metropolitan Police being trailed by 6 officers from Park Police. They give them a Secret Service, Homeland Security, ICE. They were just trailing them. It's so weird. And they were arresting people for stuff that normally they don't get arrested for, like open alcohol, minor things. DC mayor said that they had worked so hard to develop relationship and camaraderie and with the police and the community, and here comes ICE to mess that up. Because I saw videos where some kids were hanging out and they had some open bottle of alcohol, and the cops just saw it and just poured it out and kept going. It was like, oh well, because it's casual. That's the type of stuff that ICE was arresting people for, and that's why a lot of the people and the protesters, they tried to indict the grand juries in DC were like, no, we're not going to indict them, and they just haven't been successful. Even when they went to Chicago, the first night they arrested 11 people. Out of the 11 people, only 5 of them was actually arrested. Another 5, only 1 lasted. And so there's no problems. These protesters are no problem. And when they do try to get indictments, it's because the ICE agents rough people up. And when the people are pushing back, they're like, oh, you assaulted me. That's a classic trick that cops do. They cause the trouble and then try to accuse you of attacking you. It's weird. And that's why they can't get indictments. It's a freaking mess. So anyway, that's what's going on, to let you know. I'm hopeful. I don't know. I don't know about hope that the Supreme Court be like, okay, no, they need to, and that's the thing. This all can end because just after they finish this city, they're going to another city just to do the same thing. He's just terrorizing cities for no authority, based on bullshit and nothing. They don't need him. They don't need me for a lot. He just purposely saying, I'm going to go terrorize blue cities. I'm going to lie, and that's why they're not entitled. And the judges need to stop giving Donald Trump deference because if they need to recognize this guy is just like an old. He saw something on Fox News as propaganda. You can't be letting him federalize troops all over based on his little whatever going on while he's sundowning. He's dropping poop. The guy, there's no credibility whatsoever to nothing they're doing. They look like they're bandicoons. You can see all the illegal stuff that they're doing. It's plain to see. This is really, really corrupt. They're just terrible. So the judges can rein this in, but they refuse. The Supreme Court can rein this all in, overrule all his shit. The Republicans in the Senate, because they can convict, can get rid of this, but they won't. Anyway, JJ Legal, each one teach one. Let's discuss below. What do you think about this? I hope that's helpful for you. Yeah, take care.